Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to explain to all of you guys about seminar task from me, Aditya Ramadan, NPM 206310410. Let's get started. I choose an analysis of the third semester student in speaking performance at English Department of FKIP, where the thesis is intended to fulfill one of the requirements for the award of Sarjana degree in English language teaching and education, uh, University Islam Riau. Thesis abstract say intended to fulfill one of the requirement for Sarjana degree in English language teaching and education, University Islam Riau. Introduction by me, as is yours, and then this is my mind mapping from description. Okay. Background of the problem, identification of the problem, focus the problem, the creation of the research, the objective of the research, the significance of research, and the last is definition of the key terms. Okay. Okay. Do we go to first is a background of the problem. Speaking background of the problem is a introduction. Chapter 1. Speaking is one of our skill, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, which have been mastered by the student. Master of the art of speaking is the most important aspect of learning foreign language for people, especially students. Okay. Title selection based on research on experience, and the students will learn how convey ultrans meaningful. Besides, it's also let them interaction society by using the language, speaking skill accurately to express meaning in order to transfer. I'm sorry, and getting knowledge information for other people in the whole life situation. Okay. In this background, I think like speaking is the ability to produce word in language practice. Speaking is to convey of loud using the voice or talk, and it means that when someone interacts with other by using a language, certainly to want to express something important. For example, the student want to express their feeling and thought. It's very impossible for someone to make a communication with other without having purposes. Okay, as a people communicate, there must be speaker and interlocutor. Therefore, communication involves at least two people, like sender and receiver. Okay, there's a background, and skillful speaking is very essential, especially for a student, because it can be a tool now, tool to know a tool know the word, like for improving speaking competence is most important for the students. With speaking is highly gives contribution for students to perform their communication skill be better. Okay. We next for identification. Identification of the problem. From the bigger above, the researcher found students facing some problem. Like at first, the student have low confidence speaking performance. Second, like the problem is the student body language, like eye contact, gesture, posture. When presentation is still wrong, so choice of vocabulary in English sentences. Okay, and the last, I think some of the students are not able to speak fluently. The students still focus, use frozen grammar and lack vocabulary. And the first things is like the students afraid of making mistakes in grammar. Okay, if you don't want to try, you never know. And the second is many students confused placing appropriate word it's spoken or written. It takes time to think what to say and to choose for using expression. And the last is like in this situation, for the third case, some students are not able to speak friendly. In this situation, students feel not expression, uh, not expression to perform and affect students' performance. It makes students' performance classroom not effective. Okay, focus the problem. Based on the explanation above, it's important to research to limit or focus the problem. There's no focus on the speaker performance that focus on the students' presentation, such as confidence, body language, and fluency. Okay, based on the explanation above, uh, it's important to research to limit or focus the problem. Next, the question of research problem. What are students' problems in speaking performance at the third semester students of at English language program OER? I think this question, the like I said before, in this situation, when students have a problem for speaking performance, actually at the third semester, they feel not confidence for itself for himself. Like if you don't if you don't trust if you can't trust yourself, you can trust your knowledge. How you can make the sentence, how can make your brain uh work to make a sentence when you don't trust on your own. Like uh it's like the biggest problem if you have uh not confident from by yourself. So the first thing, if you want to make a fluently in English, you just uh have to try day by day. You mm, you can development your vocabulary, you develop your speaking performance with make a video or something like that. Okay, the objective of the study is to analyze students speaking performance of the third semester student in language baru. The objective research for this description, and I think this so objectively to analyze and the significant research by having this education to research how the result of this research can give advantage and contribute as reference for other research. Okay. For the student, the researcher hopes the rich can be make students more active in speaking. And for the lecture, the researchers hope the research one of many ways below the ways how to lecture teach the student in a class to motivate the student improve their speaking. Okay, the definition of key terms. Okay, definition of key terms is according to Fuller, speaking is the use language communicates with the other. According to the core and Lerdam, as cited in America, performance is the production of actual utterance as a result of certain psychological processes. And according to Tuan and May 2015, speaking performance is an interactive process of construction, the meaning that involves producing, receiving, and processing information. And identifies a problem. Okay. From the background above, the researcher found student. I'm sorry. Okay. I think this okay, this like next review of related literature. Okay. The nature of speaking. Speaking is essential for communicating, thinking, and learning. Through speaking, the students learn concept, develop vocabulary, and perceive the structure of the English language with the essential components of learning. Okay, according to Newman, 2003, speaking is the productive oral skill in consists of producing systematic verbal utterance to convey meaning. The speaking is an oral expression that involves not only to the use of right patterns, but also to the right order to convey the right meaning. From two statements, speaking is way to person to produce results of student thought with right patterns of rhythms and intonation. Okay, this is nature of speaking. Like many theories for this case, the nature of speaking. The speaking is widely known and abilities to share tough idea and intentions to the other people by using a language in oral form. Samad Bastari Ahmad is yeah improving the English speaking competence is very important. The student with speaking is extremely need to give the big contribution so students to perform their communication skill better. Okay. The importance of speaking. The goal of language learning is to enable the student in communication. Okay. As English is considered the international language and it's spoken all over the world, make easily communicating with people who live in different states, countries, region, and continents of the world. The ability to speak English very important in human lives. Language has a social function in which communication appears through interaction with others to expressing ideas and responding the opinion. Okay. The important speakings is the one of part of the script C. Okay, and a good teachers in this case, a good teachers thought to create interesting learning media, the effective situation, and give different ways in learning English. Media are important things in teaching and learning speaking. Okay, we next the component of speaking. Maybe a lot of component of speaking like vocabularies, pronunciation, grammar, and fancy. We talk about one of them. Like we start from grammar. The student often think that the ability to communicate is to know about grammar, but it's also not beginning of 19th century that the systematic role of teaching was about grammar tasks. And the first method is appeared, which was called grammar translation method Celsa Murica in 2001. And the full grammar is important in speaking. If the speakers don't mastering grammar, they can speak English correctly. Grammar is needed for a student to arrange correct sentence in conversation. Okay. And then the vocabulary is one of the important component that used in communication. Vocabulary learning strategies have become part of language learning strategies, exactly, which is a purpose and encourage self-distraction for learner. And if the students lack of vocabulary, it means the student can communicate effectively to express their idea in both oral written form. And the students that having limited vocabulary can make obstacle in learning language. Therefore, teachers should processes considerable and on how to manage an interesting classroom so that the student can get success in their vocabulary learning. And next is about pronunciation. Okay, it's attractive, yeah, attractive one. I think the pronunciation definition taken from Oxford Dictionary. Pronunciation is way in which language or a particular word sound is spoken. It means the way students do produce clearer language when they speak. Pronunciations are the most difficult to master, and students should spend a lot of time to improve their pronunciation. Become a word can be spoken different way by various individual or groups, depending on many factors, such as the area which they grew up and the area in which they know life. Okay, like fluency. Fluency can be defined the what can I say, like fluently and accurately. Fluency in speaking is the aim of many language learners. Signs of the fluency include reasonably fast speed or speaking, and only small number of parents. Okay, we next to the type of speaking. Type of speaking is a lot of imitative, intensive, responsive, attractional, interpersonal, extensive. Okay. Um, we just talk about that. Maybe in this scriptsy, uh, it's about these things, several type of speaking. Uh, I just a little bit explain about this. Okay. A very limited portion of classroom speaking, the time manually limited by spend generating human type recorder, like responsive, a good deal of student speech in classroom responsive. Yeah, there's something like this, like that. Okay. 2.2, speaking performance, non-verbal performance, non-verbal communication express staff behavior such gesture, facial expression, and prosody is the key aspect of successful public speaking and interpersonal communication. According according Workwin, Collett, and Sorte, 2015, the ability to communicate in social public environment can greatly influence a person careers development, help build relationship, resolve conflict, or even gain the upper hand in the negotiations, like eye contact, gesture, facial expression, and prosody is the key aspect of successful public speaking. Interpersonal communication and speaking performance. There are eye contact, body language and posture, gesture, fluency, intonation, uh, self-confidence, pause filler, according to 2005. 15, filler is sound, word, phrases, or even break that occur the flow of speech and don't have meanings in U-turns. Example of filter include, well, yeah, I think, something like that. So for this part, uh, the researcher explained speaking performance is about several things we should know, like eye contact according to uh, masters masters in Kososka and according to many masters in English, like eye contact is very tricky art to master, but vital to effective communication. Okay, like body language is a great deal or information, and speaker can indicate feelings and attitudes. Like gesture is important way to communicate meaning without words. Okay, you just use your gestures to show your expression, when you're angry, you just make your expression like angry. You just gesture like you're angry. If you're happy, gesture like you're happy. Fluency is the ability to use language quickly and confidently without word sentences or unnatural pauses. Students must be given opportunities to develop fluency. They can develop fluency if teachers concerned to correct their grammatical. So fluency in speaking is not about grammatical correctly in descriptions. So they're explain about this part. Okay, intonation is the kind of speech modulation found in vowel utterance. In additional, intonation is often referred to in everyday language in speech. Okay, self-confidence is important to be next to 2.3 relevant studies. In this research, the researcher conducted to research to know there is significant analysis to disability in speaking performance of the third semester student of FKIP UIR Pekanbaru, and research focused the to analyzing problem in speaking performance. Okay, the okay based on research done by Edgar, entitled an analysis of speaking ability on role play the first students of FKIP UIR Pekanbaru, the researcher uh, conducted that speaking is one of the most important things aspect that should be mastered by the element students in learning language. Through speaking, and students can express their express their feeling opinion by producing sounds on or utterance. Okay, the assumption based on the problem of research, the researchers make assumptions that there are some obstacle in student speaking performance of the second semester of English language education. Okay, research design. In this scripture, the researchers make a research methodology. This research design. There are many types of research design could be implemented in this study. The research design used in this research to describe design with qualitative research. Description is an investigation that provides a detailed image of phenomenon as it naturally occurs as opposed to studying in the impact of the phenomenon or invention. Okay, source of the data. This research conducted at the third semester of English education of UIR academic 2019 to 2020. This research done in one class. Time of the research is carried on September 2020. Population and sample of the research A50, B50 sample. Okay, the sample of research in a class A and B, number of sample to 20% of the population. Okay. And for data description on description, maybe I don't drop I don't drop I not drop the data description. This research was conducted by descriptive qualitative research. The result of data presented based on the formula had been told before. Okay. Can I felt anxious? This maybe many problems for this sketchy. Let's a questioner. The felt first when have to spec uh students felt nervous when the students have to speak English. It's like the question for description, and students said I felt anxious to speak English because my vocabulary is limited. Next, the questioner like have less confidence, and second like find difficult when presentation to do eye contact, and something like that is maybe a lot of questionnaire based on description. So I got I drew my conclusion after collecting the result of questionnaire. The conclusion like problem in speaking performance, it could be found that must be the third semester student felt nervous when speaking based on the statement, this scripture uh, about body language indicator is 16%. The student using body language to make them easy to convey the material based on the statement. The 13 of friendly indicator 70%, I'm sorry, 70% of them didn't didn't speak friendly because their vocabulary are limited, which is those the main factor of speaking fluently. And I think that's all from this seminar test. I got you understand what I explained about this task, and thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.